You would surely like to have a successful business. A business that grows, that is profitable, that gives you stability and freedom. Maybe you even dream of a business that generates millions. But let me ask you an honest question. What if I told you that the problem is not your idea, nor the market, nor the economy, but that you are ignoring principles that the Bible taught thousands of years ago? Today, I want to show you 7 biblical principles that will not only help you build a successful business, but a healthy, sustainable, and blessed business. 1. Know your numbers like the palm of your hand. One of the biggest mistakes in business, and also one of the most common, is operating blindly. Many people have passion, brilliant ideas, and even incredible products, but they do not know exactly how much they earn, how much they spend, or where their money is going. And the Bible is very clear. God does not bless disorder. God blesses good stewardship. In Proverbs 27, we are told to know the condition of our resources. In biblical times, they spoke of sheep and herds. Today, we would speak of income, expenses, profits, and cash flow. Knowing your numbers is not being cold or materialistic. It is being responsible. When you do not know your numbers, you are not trusting God, you are improvising. And constant improvisation in business always ends in failure. A successful business begins when you decide to face financial reality head-on. When you know which products give you margin, which ones only drain your time, where you are overspending, and which areas need adjustment. The Bible teaches that the faithful servant is the one who manages little well in order to receive more later. If you cannot manage small things with order, it will be very difficult to sustain something big. Knowing your numbers is a spiritual act of obedience and wisdom. 2. Serve with excellence. Create experiences, not just sales. Many entrepreneurs think that success is about selling more, but the Bible shows us that real impact is found in serving better. We live in an economy saturated with options, where almost everything can be copied. Prices, products, promotions. The one thing that cannot be easily copied is the experience you make a person feel. Scripture teaches us that everything we do should be done as unto God and not for men. That completely changes the way we do business. When you understand that every customer is an opportunity to honor God, to serve with excellence, and to reflect His character, your focus changes. You no longer seek only to close a sale. You seek to bless the person in front of you. A business that prospers is one where the customer leaves saying, "It was worth it," where they feel heard, respected, and valued. Excellence does not always cost more money. Many times it costs more intention, more attention, and more heart. And when you serve with consistent excellence, the Bible is fulfilled. A good name is worth more than great riches. Reputation becomes your best growth strategy. If this message is helping you, subscribe to the Biblical Finances channel and let me know in the comments what you have learned so far. 3. Treat people as people, not as numbers. One of the most forgotten principles in modern business is personal treatment. In an automated, fast-paced, and mass-driven world, the Bible reminds us that God never treats people as statistics. He calls them by name. He knows their stories. He sees their hearts. When in a business you remember someone's name, when you look them in the eyes and treat them with dignity, you are doing something deeply biblical. You are recognizing the value of the person beyond what they can buy. And that creates something money cannot buy: trust. The Bible teaches that loving your neighbor is not an abstract concept. It is a daily practice. In business, loving your neighbor translates into fair treatment, genuine care, and real relationships. Businesses that grow with strength are not built only with marketing, but with relationships. And relationships are strengthened when people feel that they matter. A customer who feels valued does not just return, they recommend. 4. Never get discouraged. Falls are also part of the plan. If there is one thing the Bible never promises, it is a path without difficulties, but it does promise that trials build character, wisdom, and perseverance. In business, failure is not the exception. It is part of the process. The difference between those who quit and those who succeed is not the absence of falls, but the ability to get back up. Proverbs tells us that the righteous fall but rise again. That does not mean they never fail. It means they do not give up. Every mistake, every loss, every bad decision can become a lesson if you have the humility to learn. God uses difficult processes to shape wiser leaders and stronger entrepreneurs. Now, perseverance does not mean stubbornly insisting without discernment. It also involves wisdom. There are moments when God teaches us that we must adjust, change, or redirect. Failure does not always mean keep doing the same thing. Sometimes it means learn and correct. A successful business is not one that never fails, but one that learns quickly, adapts, and keeps moving forward with faith and wisdom. 5. Be clear about your purpose. Not all businesses have the same destiny. One of the greatest mistakes in business is copying someone else's dream. The Bible shows us that God works with clear and personal purposes. Not everyone is called to the same thing, and not all businesses are meant to grow in the same way. The problem is not the size of the business, but confusion about its purpose. When you are not clear about what you want from your business, you end up frustrated. Some want time freedom, others stability, others impact, others massive growth. None of these goals are wrong, but they must be aligned with your calling, your values, and your season of life. The Bible teaches us to write the vision, to define it clearly, so we do not walk without direction. A business aligned with purpose produces peace, focus, and coherence. In addition, when you work with people, it is essential that they share or at least understand that purpose. Misalignment of values is one of the main causes of internal conflict. When the purpose is clear, decisions become simpler and the business moves forward with firm direction. 6. Have a clear strategy. Faith also plans. There is a false spiritual idea that planning is a lack of faith, but the Bible teaches exactly the opposite. Jesus himself spoke about calculating the cost before building. Faith does not exclude strategy. Faith guides it. A business without strategy is like a ship without a rudder. It can move, but it does not know where it is going. Having a clear strategy means knowing what makes you different, what your real value is, and why a customer should choose you instead of someone else. It is not about being the cheapest, but about being the clearest. The Bible teaches that well-thought-out plans lead to abundance, while haste leads to scarcity. Strategy must also be shared. A misaligned team is a divided company. When everyone understands where they are going and why they do what they do, work flows better. Strategic clarity reduces conflict, improves results, and strengthens business culture. 7. Hard work and complete knowledge of the business. The Bible does not glorify laziness or fantasies. It glorifies diligence. A successful business is not built from comfort, but from commitment. Knowing your business means getting involved, understanding every area, and not delegating blindly. Biblical leadership is leadership by example. You cannot lead what you do not understand. When you know every process, every detail, and every challenge, you make better decisions and prevent abuse. Hard work is not punishment, it is training. It is the path through which God develops character, discipline, and authority. Biblical prosperity is progressive. It rarely arrives overnight, but as a result of consistency, effort, and faithfulness in small things. The diligent person prospers not only financially, but also in influence, credibility, and stability. A successful business is not built only with ideas, money, or luck. It is built with principles. Principles that work when the market changes. Principles that sustain you when crises arrive. Principles that honor God and bless people. If you apply these 7 biblical principles, you will not only be building a profitable business, you will be building a business with a strong foundation. If this message helped you understand how to create a successful business according to biblical wisdom, subscribe to the Biblical Finances channel and activate the notification bell to keep learning how to apply eternal principles to your finances today.